Hi guys, my name is Tanner Smith and today I will be teaching you about pole vault. So what is pole vaulting? Pole vaulting is a field event from track and field. It is a vertical jump event along with high jump. This event is done when an athlete runs down a runway with a long fiberglass pole. This athlete then sticks one end of the pole into a metal box so that they can jump, create bend in the pole, and then use the pole to flip themselves upside down and shoot them into the air over a crossbar that is set at a certain height. So what do you need to pole vault? The main thing that you need to pole vault are poles. There are three factors that determine which pole you need to use. The first of these factors is the length. A shorter pole will help a slower runner move the pole into the pit because you don't have as much. You get to jump a little bit closer to the pit and you don't have as much pole to move into the pit. A longer length pole will be used for a more experienced pole vaulter that can run faster and has more technique, so they know how to move the entire pole into the pit so they land safely. The next factor is the weight rating. The weight rating determines the thickness of the pole. So a higher weighted pole will be thicker and a lower weighted pole will be thinner. If you weigh more than the weight rating of your pole, it is highly likely that this pole can snap. And yes, they do break. The third factor is the flex rating. The flex rating determines the stiffness of the pole. So again with the length, the stiffer a pole is, the more experienced you need to be because you need more power, more speed, and you need to know how to create bend in the pole so that it can shoot you up into the air. Other things you need to pole vault are a runway. This gives you enough space to create enough speed so that you can bend the pole and get into the pit safely. The next thing you need is a box. A box is shown on the right hand side of your screen, which is a metal box stuck in the ground so that we can stick the pole into it and it stops it from moving so we can bend it and go up in the air. The next thing you need are pads. This creates a soft landing space so you land safely and not hit the ground. Standards are the two metal contraptions on each side of the pit that hold the crossbar up. These can be moved forwards, backwards, up, and down so we can place the crossbar wherever it is needed. Then you have your crossbar. This is placed on the standards so you have something to jump over. Your goal in pole vaulting is not to knock the crossbar off. You want to get all the way over it. So how to pole vault? There are four main steps to pole vaulting. There's the approach, the plant, the swing up / invert, and your finish. So you start off with your approach. You want to count your steps so you know where to start running so that your last step is where you need to jump. You need to have a powerful run with your hands out in front and accelerate throughout your run, just as this guy in the picture is doing. Then comes your plant. This is whenever the end of your pole hits the end of a box. Whenever this happens, you want to jump forward and not up, with both arms extended above your head. You want your drive leg in front, just as the guy in the picture, and you want your top arm to drive the pole forward so that you can bend it enough to land in the pit safely and not come back and land on the runway. Then you have your swing up / invert. For this, you want to keep your takeoff leg as straight as possible and swing both feet to your hands just as the guy in the first picture is doing. Then you want to bring your knees to your chest and explode your feet to the sky as the girl in the second picture is doing. After your swing up invert is your finish. You want to continue extending your body towards the sky. Then you want to turn your stomach towards the crossbar so you can bend your body over the crossbar so you don't knock it off. You want to then push off the top of the pole as hard as you can to get as much height as you can. The world record holders for this event are Armand Duplantis. He has a world record of 6.18 meters, which is 20 feet 3 1/4 inch. This was set on February 15th, 2020. The female world record holder is Yelena Isinbova. She has a record of 5.06 meters, or 16 feet 7 1/4 inch. This was set in 2005, and she was the first female to ever clear 5 meters. So why do I pole vault? I began pole vaulting because my high school needed a pole vaulter. After I started, I was stuck. It has always challenged me, and one thing that I like about it is that not many people do it compared to other sports, and it helped me pay for college, so that's a big plus.